Let's get ready to rumble!
He's all set. He wants to go. Why is that not a surprise?
In round 4, both guys threw more than 30 power shots and landed more than half. So it is becoming the slugfest everyone anticipated, despite Arturo Gatti's skillful efforts to make it a boxing match in the early rounds. Oh, look at the granite in Ward's chin as he takes 3 flush power shots.
But he doesn't return fire until Gatti is finished, which invites Gatti to keep going.
Emmanuel, how discouraging is it to Arturo to have landed the kind of bombs he's landed?
It's got to, because he's turning full force on those shots. And actually hasn't really hurt Ward. He hits him with the punches, full force. And Ward may wiggle a lot from the impact of it and lose his balance, but he's never shown that he's been seriously hurt yet. And the only one to me that's been hurt has been Gatti. He got hit with that short right hand.
Absolutely.
Another short right hand by Ward again.
We're about halfway through the round right now. We've lost our round clock. About a minute and a half to go in the round now. Blood begins to flow from above Ward's right eye again. But look at the distance between the two fighters. This is becoming Micky Ward's fight. They're fighting in a phone booth, and that's the way he wants it.
You know, this is reminiscent of a fight many years back, since we're speaking of the 50s, between a guy named Colin Basilio and Tony DeMarco.
Basilio, one of the fighters I mentioned at the beginning of the night.
Yes. You know, you could take those white trunks off and put one pair of white and one pair of black on, and we could go all the way back to the 50s.
It is man against man in there.
Oh, my God.
This bout is scheduled for 10.
Well, I'll tell you what, the fans are going to get 12 rounds of action out of 10 rounds tonight.
Now they're going to get 15 rounds
more.
back.
Oh, look at that! Look at that combination!
And Arturo, Gatti's right eye is bleeding.
Yeah.
The blood begins.
Oh! And he's loaded up every punch.
A tremendous rally by Micky Ward.
We talked about the amazing condition and endurance and will of Ward, and we saw it in that round, how he came back at Gatti. As Emmanuel, as you mentioned, Gatti hasn't had to throw that many punches for a long time.
No, and he's landed some beautiful shots. But, you know, as I said earlier, now Gatti is starting to swell up and bleed also. But at this stage, I would still have Gatti with him, but it looks very promising for Micky. Because Micky has not been hurt yet. He's been hit with some great shots, but he's never staggered or wavered at all.
Gentlemen, in the 5th round, they landed 98 punches by CompuBox estimate. 88 of them power shots, almost evenly distributed.
All right, keep that control there.
A hellacious round. So the pace slows slightly here in round 6.
Gatti's fighting sticks is going to come out now, and it's going to be nothing but a slugfest, I think, for the most part. And I think Ward is going to put enough pressure on him where he can't really box him. He's going to have to fight.
If Micky Ward wants to come to you, he will walk through a hailstorm of punishment to do it.
And you better watch that short right hand that he's trying to get close to shoot over the shoulder. Now, that seemed to be his key punch.
He's turning it over.
Again, yes.
He's turning it over like never before.
And that's just as dangerous as a left hook to the body is at this point in the fight.
Oh, what a haymaker by Gatti. And Ward just comes right back.
Business as usual.
Big left hook by Gatti. Ward says, I'll walk with you over here. Relentless.
That's the right hand again. And he shooting it straight across the shoulder as if he's anticipating the movement of Gatti. Instead of shooting at Gatti's head a lot, Ward is shooting it straight at his shoulders, and he's catching him because most of the time Gatti tries to avoid the right by going down instead of pulling away.
But Gatti is fighting a good round here.
He's winning this round big.
He's gone back to some movement, throwing combinations, trying to move away, standing and fighting, moving again, trying to move his upper body. This is a very good Gatti we're looking at here.
Yep, in the war of wills, Gatti has taken it to another step. And now Ward is going to have to reimpose himself as he did in rounds 4 and 5.
Gatti's went back to boxing. I didn't think he would, but he's went back to boxing. He's working very effective too.
Yep. And Joe Souza did such great work that I see no blood on Gatti's right eye.
For a couple of years, they're getting what they were looking forward to.
And 6 rounds in the books, 4 more to go. Harold, how do you have it?
Okay, Jim, 4 rounds to 2, 57-56, Arturo Gatti. Jim, Micky Ward gets an extra point in the 4th round, and the Frank Cappuccino took away a point for a low blow. It may be crucial at the end of this fight. Round 5, I thought Micky Ward pulled out because sometimes what you do in the last 30 seconds is just an accumulation of what you've done in the first 2.5 minutes. And it was a great rally by Ward at the end of round 5. Round 6, Arturo Gatti comes back strong. 4-2 Gatti, but Gatti by only 1 point.
I have Gatti ahead 4-1 and 1 even because of that point taken away.
And for the moment, Gatti has succeeded in tempting Ward back into a boxing match.
Yes, he has. Gatti's doing a beautiful job. He's went back to his boxing, his corners instructor. He's mixing up his attack. Once again, Micky seems to be confused.
And you heard the impassioned speech between rounds by Buddy McGirt, who's been there against some terrific fighters and is turning out to be a very good trainer. Ward pops that Gatti again with that right hand.
I wonder what kind of brains ahead to both of these guys have. I mean, they get him with punches right on the chin, and it seems like it just stimulates him. There's another right hand again, and he comes right back.
Big counter left hook by Gatti there, as Ward was a little long with the straight right hand. Left it out there, Arturo popped it.
All right, good. That's what I want to see.
I think Gatti's doing beautiful with his new style of boxing. He's mixing up his work, boxing beautiful, but still he's the big puncher. He still sits down every once in a while and makes you respect him.
He can still fight.
Yeah, and I love his punching power.
Through 6 rounds, Gatti landed more than 200 punches, most of them on the face of Micky Ward. And here comes Ward.
Let him go, let him out.
You can't stop him. Before a big fight, most fighters like to try something new in training. Ward's innovation this time around was to rest only 30 seconds between rounds of sparring.
Yeah, but I don't think nothing can prepare him for this type of a fight here. Not only with a guy who's a busy fighter, but also a great puncher. At this stage, Micky's been outgunned in terms of talent, skill, but not in terms of heart. He's always trying, but
All right, let him go.
just
let him
one step behind.
Come on.
Ward has turned southpaw here at the end of the round.